Good morning, good afternoon. So thank you for joining this new tips and tricks session. Understand your competitive environments and benchmark your competitors using Insight. My name is Eloise Nodi. I am a product consultant at Questel, and I will present this webinar that will last about 40 minutes. If you have any question during this session, please feel free to use the Q&A box from GoToWebinar, and I will take a couple of minutes at the end of the session to go over your question. If I don't have enough time to answer your question, don't worry, I will come back to you with personalized answers. The webinar is recorded and you will receive an email with the record of the session and the presentation that I will be using during the session. For any other inquiries, please feel free to contact us by email on the following email address, help@questel.com. So we are going to start this webinar, and I'm going to walk you through a use case and an online demonstration to show how you can understand your competitive environments and benchmark your competitors using Insight. Before going into a live demo, a live presentation, let me first introduce what is Insight for those of you who are not familiar with it. Insight is a web application that allows you to search and analyze global innovation activity, giving you an overview of a specific topic, a specific technology, so you can understand the technology landscape related to your technology. So in other words, Insight allows you to see what is being done externally on your topic of interest in terms of data, players, and market dynamic. So to do so, Insight collect and analyze global R&D activities. That is to say, intellectual property, scientific, and financial content. So behind the platform, we have some algorithm that collect and analyze millions of scientific data such as patent, scientific publication, peer-reviewed article, conference proceedings, research project, clinical trials, and web content from all around the world. And then this data is processed to generate some dashboard. And you, on this dashboard, you will find some metrics, you will find some trends, you will find collaboration networks, and you will find also profiles of organizations such as companies, startups, universities. So this is a reminder of what is Insight. And so now I propose you to show you how to use Insight and to better understand your competitive environment on your research topic. We will see how you can compare the innovation activity of your competitors to yours. And to do this, I propose the following use case that we will work on during this presentation. So my company works on the electrical vehicle batteries. We have identified our main competitors and we want to compare them in order to identify the main trends in their approach to patents. We need to analyze market condition and competitors' activities to determine how products and services should evolve to reduce project risk. And finally, we need to monitor our ecosystem and understand our strengths and weaknesses. So now let's go to Insight for a live presentation. So this is the home page of Insight. So once you're logged into the system, you land on this page. And so first, to understand your competitive environment, you must first tell Insight who your competitors are by creating your own ecosystem. So to do so, first, you have to start by creating a folder where you can range all your competitors. So to do so, you can use the bookmarks menu here, and you see you can create folders. So you can create folders with the name of your competitors or per research project, up to you. And so at the end, you have a function called add a folder that allows you to create your own folder where we'll bookmark all the organization, all the competitors of interest. So here I have prepared a folder called EV batteries, electrical vehicle batteries. So once you have created the folder, the next step is to use the company profiles function to enter the name of your organization, but also the name of your competitors. So to do so, here you can, so let's say that I will do it one time with, let's say that I'm working for BYD. So I'm looking, type the name of the organization you want to add in your ecosystem, the one you want to compare. So here you see the system display some suggestion of a company. So this one is correct. And so I will bookmark it in order to put it into my folder. So to do so, use the three-dot button here and click on Add Bookmarks To. When you do so, you have a window which is displayed where you can select the folder where you want to add the company. So I will select EV battery. And then you have to qualify it. So here in my presentation, BYD is my company. So I will select the tag, it's my company. So you understood, huh? First we bookmark it to put it into the folder, and then we qualify it. I will do it just one time for this company, but of course, for each competitors, you have to do the same. Huh? And instead of the flag, it's my company, you will add the flag competitor. And as a result, when you click on the bookmarks menu, I show you, I prepare it before, you see, I have selected a couple of organization, of company. BYD is my company, and Farasis Energy, LG Energy Solution, Panasonic, Samsung, etc. are my competitors. So this is how you can set up your ecosystem. And each time you want to verify your ecosystem, it's always really visible from the bookmarks menu. Then, once you have set up the organization you want to compare, you need to create a search strategy. To do so, on the home page at the top of the screen here, you can see the search bar. So you can start creating your query by typing some keywords in English, keywords related to your opportunity, to the technology you want to explore, to your search topic. So here, my first keyword will be battery. So you type your keyword, and then you can press the Enter key or pick it up from the list, the same. Then we need to add electric vehicle. Like that. So you repeat the same step. You use the search bar and you type the second keywords, and you see it creates automatically a second line with the AND operator, meaning that this keyword is linked to the previous one. So in other words, here the search engine have to search all the data, all the patent, publication, research project containing battery, and also electric vehicle. Of course, at this step, it is important to explore the vocabulary in order to find synonyms of your keywords, the equivalent term. Why? Because remember that we search also on the patent data, and of course, your competitors, they don't want you to find their patent. This is a game. So when they write the patent, they always try to find different terms to make sure to prevent you to find their invention. So to help you with that process here, we provide some suggestion of keywords that you are free to add or not. And you have also here the orange button, which is called the Insight Bot. It's clickable. And when you click on it here, the Insight Bot is linked to, is based on artificial intelligence, and it provides you with some synonyms of the keyword you type. And so here you see, you can find some synonyms And one more time, if you think they are relevant, you can add them to your query. So here, for example, electric car is relevant, so I can select it. Electric automobile also. If you think the other one are not interesting, you don't add them. I will add electric car and electric automobile. So I select them, and then I click on the plus button. And you see now, on the same line, the system added electric car, electric automobile. So here my query means that I want to find all the data containing battery and also containing electric vehicle or electric car or electric automobile. The keyword on the same line are linked with an OR operator. Just for your information, here you can find not only synonyms, but also a description of your technology, some definition. You can find the benefits of the technology, the technical challenges associated to it, the production means, and the application. So all this information is very useful to help you during the search process, the query creation, because it helps you to explore the vocabulary. And also for the topics with which you are not familiar, it can help you, giving you a little bit of context to find additional keywords and to improve your search strategy. So don't hesitate to look at it, to use it. Once you've built your query, on the filter option, you need to fill in the field bookmarks folder. Here we will tell the system where are the organization that we want to compare. So when you put your mouse on this field, you see you have the list of all the folders. And for our use case, I will say that I want to compare the companies that I have bookmarked in the folder EV batteries. So that's how you can create the query. Once you have created your query, you run it. And this is the search results interface. So the dashboard that you can see on your screen is called the Technology Landscape Dashboard. And this dashboard contains, I will make a quick description. So here at the top of the screen, of course, you can see your query, but you can see also below the data bring back by the system. So you can quickly access to the list of the invention, the patent families, mentioning the word of the search, the list of the scientific publication, the research project, the list of the organization. Organization is a generic term that includes companies, startups, university, and so on. So the list of the organization having an innovation activity on the electrical vehicle battery, and the web content. Everything is clickable. For example, the first step would be to explore your competitor's patent. So to access to your competitor's patent that are working on batteries, click on invention. When you click on invention, you will display all the patents that mention the word of your query. So you see here, this is the interface. So at the top of the screen, you have some metrics that show you, for example, the trend, the number of invention filed every year on the search topic, so you can understand the trends. And on the right side, you can find filter option. And here you can see the list of the invention. Everything is clickable. If you want to access to the details of the invention, you can click on it, and then you can access to the details. Now, as we want to focus on our competitor's patent, as we have defined our ecosystem, you can use the classification filter, and here you can click on competitor to display only the patent families of your competitor. My computer is very slow. It does not even check the filter. Bon. Okay, you understand the idea. So you display the list of the invention, and then thanks to the bookmarks that you've done, the tag that you have assigned, then you can click on competitors to display only the patent of your competitors. I think everything is frozen. Let me restart. Okay, I will rerun my query. So you remember, invention, and then don't forget that you have the classification with the different tags. Then the second thing that you can do is to explore your competitors' collaboration network if you want to evaluate the size and the influence of your competitors' network. So to do so, you can click on the collaboration network graph. So you can discover the main partners with whom your competitors interact on the electrical vehicle battery. So here, when you click on collaboration network, you will see all the scientific collaboration of all the players innovating on electrical vehicle battery. Okay. But as we want to focus on the collaboration of our competitors, one more time, we will do the same. We will go on the classification here, filter, and we will click on competitors to display only the collaboration network of our competitors. And so here we retrieve the organizations that we have bookmarked as competitor on our folder, on our ecosystem, Farasis, Panasonic, Sunwuda. So for example, let's take Panasonic. You can filter to have a better view. And we can see, for example, that Panasonic has collaborated with Ford Motor. I forgot to mention that this graph is generated from the co-works, so from the scientific interaction, like a co-publication or a participation to a common research project. So here, if we want to, so we discover that Panasonic has collaborated with Ford Motor. If you want to know what they've done together, you can click on the blue bubble to display a new view between Panasonic and Ford Motor, and we can see that they have both participated to a common research project, and of course it's clickable, so you can access to the data. And here you can access to the research project to which the both organizations have participated. So this is an example of European project. You have access to the title of the project, description. The project starts in 2024 and will end in 2027. And you have also the list of all the participants. Always interesting to look at the list of the participants because of the funding. It's an opportunity to detect emerging players and startups interested by the funding coming from the state and the institution which funds the research project. So now that we have seen how to explore your competitors' patents and your competitors' collaboration network, we will go on another dashboard called the competitive landscape dashboard. So you can use this dashboard only if previously you have created your ecosystem. Okay, if you did not define the list of the organization that you want to compare, you will not be able to use a competitive landscape. So as we have defined our competitive landscape, you can just click on it, and the competitive landscape dashboard allows you to assess and understand your competitive environment on your research topic, because exploring the metrics and analyzing the work of your competitors will allow you to better understand and position the innovation activity of your competitors, and also to identify new competitors and emerging players in your field. So this dashboard will allow us to focus on the ecosystem we have just defined and to compare the expertise they have on our research topics, the electric vehicle battery. Before we look at what the different indicators correspond to, let me first quickly explain how to navigate through the competitive landscape dashboard and how to access to the information. So I show you with the first metric, but they are all working the same. First of all, put your mouse over the metric, and here the application will explain the result. You have a tooltip that is displayed to help you understand the result. So here we can see that LG Electronic is leading the race on the electrical vehicle battery, and we also explain which data we use to generate this metric. So here we base this metric on the analysis of the invention, scientific publication, and research project. If you don't understand what this metric is for, or if you want to go further, you can find the I button. Here it's an help button, it's clickable. And when you click on it, you can find two information. First, we explain what this metric is for, how it can help you. And then we always explain how the graph has been built, how we generate it. So don't hesitate to look at this information. And then each graph is clickable, so you can drill down into the data. So when you click on it, you can display a new view. You can always expand the graph if you want to see it better. And below you can see the list of the organization that are in the graph. So let's take a look at this graph. So the race graph, this graph shows who is leading the race on the research topic on the electrical vehicle battery among the companies that we have defined, and also where your company is positioned in relation to them on the research topic. This graph takes into account 6 dimensions to analyze the different players around the topic. First, the experience. How long have they been working on the EV batteries? They take also into account the momentum, the recent activity, to verify if they are still active, if they are still innovating, if they have published recent, if they filed a recent patent recently, if they have published recently on the topic. Third dimension is that is taken into account to create this graph is the dimension of their collaboration network. We verify if they are collaborating externally, and then we'll take also into account the patent activity and the scientific activity, and also the communication, their communication on their web. We crawl their website, and when we find web pages mentioning the word of the search, then we are able to retrieve them. And so here, if you want to go into the details, so for example, here we can see that LG Electronics is at the first position. If you want to explore the company profiles to access their skills and network, you can click on the company name to display the company profile. The company profile is a kind of ID card where you can find information related to the company. So you have the name of the company, but also contact details, link to their website. You have a presentation of the group, and you can see the why section. And the why section is very important because this is a place where the system cross the information between the company and the query. So this is the place where the system explains you what is the experience of LG Electronic on the EV battery. So here we can see that they are one of the pioneers on the EV battery and they are still very active. We can see the momentum. The momentum, you remember the recent activity. We can see that they are still innovating on the search topic. You can access to their network to verify if they are collaborating externally. Here, this is a case, and see who are their main partners. Then come the patent activity to see which expertise they have protected with the patent. The scientific activity includes the non-patent literature, so the scientific papers, the participation to research project, and the buzz is the web content, the web pages of LG Electronics mentioning the word of the search. And each item is clickable. So if you want to go further, you can click, for example, on experience to consider their scientific activity on the last 20 years on the search topic. So you have a color code. In blue, you can see all the invention, all the patent families of LG Electronic on EV battery. And here you have a very, very small line, a pink line. It shows, it represents the scientific papers. For the research project, it will be in purple. So we can see, for example, last year, they have filed 138 invention on the electrical vehicle battery, and they have published 2 publications. And of course, underneath the graph, you can access to the invention, the publication related to the search topic, and filed or published by LG Electronics. So this is how you can understand the innovation activity of an organization. I go back to the dashboard, so I show you the race graph and how to go into the details. As I said, here, all the dimension, experience, momentum, patent activity are taken into account. But if you want to focus on a specific dimension, for example, who has the strongest experience or the most intense patent activity, you can refer to the corresponding matrix below the graph. So here we can see that LG Electronics is the one that has the longest experience, the strongest patent activity, and also the best momentum. But Panasonic is the one that is collaborating the most, and Sunwoda is the one who has the most intense scientific activity. And of course, as only one dimension is taken into account, the ranking will be different. And if you click, for example, on scientific activity, of course, the ranking will be different. So that's the race graph. So now let's move to the positioning graph. So the positioning graph allows you to visualize in which areas your competitors are positioned on the topic of electric vehicle battery. This graph is built using the technological domains in which your competitors and your own patent, your competitors' patent and your own patents are ranked on a topic, on the electrical vehicle battery. And then the result is presented in the form of a Venn diagram to put into perspective the technological field you have in common. So here, the one in the brown color in the middle, the field covered by your competitors, so under competitors. So the field that your competitors covers, but your company do not cover. And so here it's not the case, but you can also have configuration where under my company, you can see the technological domains on which you are working, but not your competitors. And then, of course, like the other graph, you can click on the graph to go further and click on a technological area to discover which patent families belong to the classification. Okay. So this metric is very useful because it allows you to consider the patent that give you a competitive advantage, or on the opposite, to see the patent of your competitors that you may have not identified yet, and that may announce a disruptive innovation that would give them a competitive advantage. And so therefore, of course, it represents a potential risk for you. The next graph is called New Bets. The New Bets graph highlights new topics on which your competitors are positioning themselves. So this graph is built using the IPC code of your competitor's patent on the topic, on the electrical vehicle battery. And it is calculated on the new classification that have appeared in the last 4 years on your competitor's patent. So if one of your competitors has filed a patent in the last 4 years in a new classification, then we will put the name of the classification here and the name of the company. And so this graph provides you with a strategic signal on potential emerging technology in your competitive environment. So for example, here we can see that LG has filed a patent into this classification. And if you want to know which patent family is behind, then you can click on it, and then here, of course, you can access to the details of the invention. Then, lastly, the did you know pane. So here, this section shows you a selection of organizations based on their scientific and patent activity that could be potential competitors working on the EV batteries. So you can explore their profile to get an idea of their scientific activity, to identify potential competitors, emerging players, or new entrants that you may not have identified yet. For example, in emerging section, often you have some startup. So you can click on this section. And then, for example, we can see, I don't know, Alpha N. You can click on a company, on a startup. So this is an American startup. If you want to know quickly what they've done, you can directly go to their website to get an idea about the technologies they have invented, etc. And one more time, you retrieve the why section. And so on the why section, you can see what is their scientific activity, like we did for LG. So we can see, for example, here, this startup has filed a patent, and they have also participated to a research project related to the topic. I didn't mention it, but in the profile, you have not only the why section that crosses the information between the query and the company, but if you don't know the startup, for example, you can go on the second tab, General Information, where you can find information related to the company. Be careful, it's not related to the query anymore. Only the why section cross information between the query and the startup and the organization that you have selected. So here you can find a selection of news, corporate information. For example, for the startup, the funding they receive, it's clickable, and you can access to the data. You can access also to their patent portfolio, their collaboration network on all the topic, and their scientific activity. And of course, each item is clickable, so you can access to the details of the patent publication if you want to access to the raw data. If you think this startup is interesting, we provide with suggestion of similar startup on the left side. So you can click on all similar startup here. And then you can proceed the same way, export the profile of each startup to see what they do and if it is interesting regarding your topic. And I wanted to show you two more features. So you have the ability to generate some reports. Once you have finished your analysis, you can capitalize on the knowledge acquired. And to do so, you can export all the list of the invention, publication, the list of the organization with an Excel format. So to do so, you can just click on the list, for example, the list of the companies, and you can use the three-dot button here, and you can select the function Add to Excel Export Clipboard. Okay, so you can pick up one of the options here, but you can also select a specific organization, up to you. And so here you will have an additional option. Once you've done that, you send the export file into the clipboard. And so here you have a notification. You can select the list format, and then you can click on export to get to access to your file. You can also export all the graph. All the graph can be exported. To do so, three-dot button, and then you can click on Add to Export Clipboard. And you can also generate a report. Let's say that you want to export the full dashboard. Here at the top right corner, you have the three-dot button and you can find a function called Generate One-Click Report. It's clickable. And it allows you to generate a PowerPoint presentation, EV battery. You can give a title. You can see your query. And then you will see one slide per metric, including the title, the metric itself, the conclusion of the metric and the explanation on how we generate the graph. And you can also add some comment if you want to do so. And if there are some metrics that you don't want in your presentation, you can remove them and then you can generate it. So once your file are ready to download, you get notified here, you get a notification, and here you can easily access to the list of the organization that you have exported. Like here, you see you have your query and the list of the company. And let me show you also the report that you get. And this is your report. And last feature I wanted to tell you, I wanted to show you the last step. So probably you want to monitor the activity of your competitors and discover potential new players that could be new competitors. So to do so, you can create some newsletter. To do so, you can click on the Insight Feed icon here next to the Help button. And here you can create two kinds of newsletter. A newsletter to monitor organization that you have already identified. So to do so, you will select monitor companies and I will show you how to set it up. So you can go on settings here. And here you will indicate what kind of information you want to receive by email. So it can be the latest news, it can be corporate information, it can be patent information. So select the option, the type of information that you want to receive by email. It will be also displayed inside. You define the period where you want to receive an email, every week or every month, and then you type the name of the company that you want to track. Okay, so you type the name of the organization and you check it to add it to the list of the organization that you are monitoring, and then you save your work. And as a result, so 1 week or 1 month later, you will receive a newsletter like that. So for example, last week I put Novartis into my newsletter and I can access to all the latest news related to the organization. I receive the latest patent integrated in the database, latest collaboration, scientific activity, and also if there is new corporate information such as a new investment, a new acquisition, or a new funding for a startup, you will be notified, and you can add as many companies as you want. You can add all your competitors. And you can create a second newsletter called Monitor Searches. And here you can automate a technological watch. So here, for example, I can put my query into the newsletter. So to do so, I show you how to proceed. You click on settings. So you indicate what kind of information you want to receive. Then you define the period where you want to receive the email, every week or every month. And then here you can select a query either from your history, the last run queries, but you have also the ability to save some search. To save a search, once you've run it, you click on the bookmarks button and you select the folder where you want to save your query, and then you can retrieve it here. So you just have to select it and add it to your newsletter. And as a result, this is an example of newsletter that you can receive. So you receive the list of the latest invention, publication, research project related to the search topic that have been integrated in the database, as well as the list of the organization that have been identified as having a scientific activity on your topic, and also web content. And of course, you can add as many topics as you want. So you can really automate a technological watch. So I think I show you everything. So I will summarize all the information we have just seen. So I will send you the presentation. I made a recap of everything with all the steps. So first, we have seen how to use Insight to create your ecosystem by adding and qualifying your competitors. Then we have seen how to create a search query to evaluate the positioning of our competitor. Then we were able to assess our competitive environment by understanding how our competitors are positioned on our research topic on the electrical vehicle battery. We also saw how to visualize the areas where our competitors are positioned on the topic, and identify the pattern that could give them a competitive advantage. We also saw how to identify new entrants and emerging players that could be potential competitors. And yes, we saw how to add these new players to the ecosystem using the bookmarks function. And finally, we saw how to monitor this ecosystem by creating newsletters that allow us to monitor the activity of our competitors and also to automate a technological watch on the electrical vehicle battery. So that's it. This webinar is now over, and I would like to, I will verify if you have some questions. So should you have any question, feel free to ask. So let me go over a question. So there were several suggestions for companies after searching BYD, how to make sure to cover the right company and avoid a wrong duplicate. So you saw different company because we saw subsidiary. I will show you again. So the best way is, I will show you, usually you can see the HQ. Let's show you, I will show you. So you see here in my example, this is a good company because it's a headquarter. And below, it's about subsidiary because we manage the relationships between the company. So here, this is a subsidiary. You can see it because it is linked to the headquarter here. So always select the headquarter because it includes all the scientific activity of all the subsidiaries. So any other question? Thank you, Henri. So no more question. So in this case, I will end the webinar. So thank you very much for your time. Now it's your turn to use Insight. Don't forget that we are here to help you and to support you. So in the case that you need any help, you have any question, you can contact us at help@questel.com or directly from the application. You can use the help button here, and you have here a field called Contact Us. So don't hesitate here to click on this button, put your name, email address, ask your question, and we will be very happy to support you. Thank you very much again, and I hope to see you in another tips and tricks session. Thank you. Bye-bye.